We need to do a field trip out to the Jones Brothers shop.
Yes.
Like you've driven by it, right?
Yeah, it's like on a random back road, and all of a sudden you're at their shop.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Have you seen how much fun stuff they
There's
have
a
there?
lot of fun stuff that
It's
they don't.
just like-
They really don't use anymore.
It's like big toy box.
Yes, and there's like a they've got like their recycling area.
Yeah. A bunch of
Mhm.
asphalt millings.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen? They have their what is it? The concrete situation on the side of the road on 65.
Oh
North of
yeah.
65, north of Nashville.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's their job.
They just started that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove somewhere 2 weeks ago to like nowhere, Kentucky, to the lake, and it was basically all construction the whole way, and it was Jones Brothers and then Scotty's the whole way.
Oh.
I was like, "Hey guys, what's up? You're welcome."
Yeah,
That's fun.
they've mounded some material up on the interstate.
Yeah.
There's
That's a
It is
monster
unbelievable.
piles. Yeah.
colossal job.
Yeah. But I
Oh yeah, because you
drove
went
by
to
it.
Portland to
Yeah.
see that.
yeah, I drove by it the other day.
It's like 10 miles.
Well, the last time I went through it, it was all mud and everything, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Most of it's now buttoned up.
Yeah.
And so as I was going through that, I was like, man, these boys got together and got it done because it did not look like this the last time I was through here.
it's mostly the bridges that's going to take a while.
Yeah, they're now on the structures. But it's a big project.
Mm-hmm. For like, what, the 10 people that live in Portland?
There's so much more work to be done around Nashville from a highway expansion standpoint.
Mhm.
But it's like, no. Let's go expand 10 miles of interstate out. Like there's
So
it goes,
far away.
It goes down to two lanes
Mhm.
and then goes back up to 3. It's not even, they're not even extending 3.
They must know something we don't.
I don't understand.
Oh, hey, we're going to put 4.5 million homes over here.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't understand infrastructure decision making.
Well, it's above our pay grade, so we don't have to.
That's
We're
true.
not politicians.
Well, you don't get paid to work here anyway, so there's not much of a pay grade thing, right?
So, wait, what?
Yeah, this is just a volunteer thing for you.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys told me I was going to get paid at the end.
You're financing.
Are you keeping track of your hours on a napkin?
Yeah.
On like a shop towel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
How does everybody else do it?
how long have you worked here?
It'll be 2 years next month.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's crazy.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
2 years.
So, yeah, it's a couple thousand hours. At minimum wage, it's like,
You work that much?
all right.
At
All
minimum
right.
wage.
All right.
What is minimum wage in Tennessee?
$7.25.
Really?
Yeah, think about all the things you can buy. $7.25.
Dude.
Does anybody here get paid minimum wage
No.
besides you?
Yeah, besides me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per hour, probably, Aaron.
I got under minimum wage for 2 years. A whole no dollars.
Working here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my boss didn't pay me for 2 years.
Harrison, can you turn up just my ears? Or maybe just me and my ears? That's probably not possible.
I like how you're just holding the mic.
I don't mind it personally. I kind of like it.
It's just a ridiculous microphone to be
kind of-
holding.
it is ridiculous.
And then the wire comes out the top.
We just make a cool grip for it out of PVC pipe or something.
Well, Dongara.
I say it differently every time.
Okay.
Poly
It's fun.
pecan.
So whatever it is,
Probably
Ben Dongara,
pecans.
he's got that wooden grip on his camera that looks kind of cool.
Mhm.
It would be nice. I bet I could talk Claire Baldwin into making me one.
Yeah.
Hey, drop what you're doing.
Or just use like a wooden part of a chair. Like, they have it like nice and rounded. Just take one of the legs off a chair
Yeah, that could be cool.
and screw it.
Or
screw the
just,
microphone on
I just have like a 1 foot long 2x4 with a screw sticking out of it, and I just turn this onto
I
it.
do. I have
Yeah.
some 2x4s out there
Oh, for your desk.
for the
ceiling.
For the stupid ass fish tank. The aquarium. I'm sorry. The
An
aquarist.
aquarium.
The aquarist.
It's aquarium, 'cause
He's
it's
an
not
aquarist.
just- It's not just fish that'll be going in there. It's always going to be corals.
Right.
Saltwater.
The saltwater
You guys have
tank.
no appreciation for the aquatic arts.
Do you have any
I'm not an
calendar?
aquarist, so I don't need to have appreciation.
Do you have any goal now for when it's up and running?
Ideally, at least by 2023
Okay, that's fair.
is the cutoff.
We got
And
some
I
time.
started planning this. When I was in Dubai, which was beginning of January.
Funny enough, I was looking on your calendar the other day, so I was trying to figure out the trip that you were going on, and I saw fish tank was marked off on your calendar.
Yeah.
You've actually set aside time on your own calendar to set up the fish tank.
But this is because I have to. I have to. Like, if I don't set aside time, stuff gets scheduled because I don't control my schedule anymore. Sure. And funny enough, I set aside time. Guess what gets scheduled?
Stuff.
A podcast.
Oh, I see why you look at it.
So I tell Jessica, I'm like, well, I guess I'm not setting up my aquarium this weekend.
Hey, man.
So yeah, I'll be podcasting on Saturday.
I do want to point out, how many business days are you in town in September? Is it 2 or is it 3?
In September, I guess it's not that many.
It's not that many. I think you have 2 Mondays and maybe an additional.
It's funny that you know and he doesn't.
I think.
Well, that's how it is.
One day ahead right now.
That's funny.
Yeah. He doesn't have the bandwidth for that, and he shouldn't. That's crazy.
Well, at the end of the day, I go into my notebook, I put it open, I click on my little calendar app. Okay, what am I doing tomorrow? And then I write it down, and then I cross it off as I do it the next day. That's the extent of my planning.
Does that give you like a level of satisfaction by writing out that way, or just like it just keeps it organized?
So it's like I go to bed. Okay, this is what I'm doing tomorrow. Because I used to, you just wing it. Yeah. You just show up and like I'm gonna do stuff today. But it just, I don't
check my phone when the first thing's done. I'll go to the next thing.
Yeah, I don't live in a wing it world anymore.
It used to be really satisfying to document what I have done in the day. So this came up for, we were doing like the field supervisor training course. And Rachel was asking like, do like foremen and superintendents, do they like document what they do all day? I'm like, yeah, I used to do that all the time. Mm-hmm. Like every day I had to write down everything I did. It's not so much like it's not so much to just, cross off a to-do list. It's more like a liability thing. Like, this is exactly what I did this day.
Yeah. Well, and to track quantities.
Yeah. So I opened my notes up and I was reading through stuff that I did like back in 2020. And I was like, yep, I did at 8:24 a.m. I moved 4 buckets of material with the loader from here to here. And then George went over here and worked on this. And then
it was that detailed?
Yeah. And I was reading through it and I'm like, wow, I used to really have my shit together. I've never documented my life the way I did when I was managing stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was really satisfying to get to the end of the day and I would like read back through what I did and I was like, oh, cool. Because I would like add stuff to it through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do that. So I guess I plan.
That saved my ass so many times. I can't even tell you.
Well, and I learned when I was in construction, you have to take pictures of everything.
That too.
Everything. Like you get a piece of equipment dropped off, you like photograph the heck out of it because that thing shows up scratched. You did it. No, you son of a bitch. I took a picture of it when it was on your trailer, headed out of my job. You're wrong.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or we had to, before we tore up a neighborhood in Fort Worth, I had to walk every single sidewalk with a GoPro.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh,
the GoPro, go down all the alleys, go look at all the front yards, film everything, all the bushes, because there was going to be some jackwagon that said, you screwed up my bushes that were already dead before we even showed up.
Mm-hmm. Just part of it, man. Part of it.
Mm-hmm. But it's clutch because you have to go through that footage actually quite often.
Yeah.
Because a lot of problems come up.
Yeah, so whose job then would it be to go through it? Like if there was a problem, would you have to go back through it or would that be somebody else?
Yeah. As a field engineer, you're basically just bitch boy on the job.
Fancy labor.
Yeah, you're like
I think you actually used that phrase with me last week. I said, because I was asking like different, well, we don't have to get into it, but
field engineers are punching the air right now.
Explain field engineer to me.
It's not a glamorous role.
No.
You're basically
it's a laborer with a college degree.
Typically somebody really young.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're right out of school and you're basically helping the project run. You're helping the superintendent or project manager make the project go. But they're doing all of the big person stuff. And you're going to the really stupid meetings, dealing with all of the really stupid submittals and the paperwork and the pay apps. Oh, this crew needs a porta potty over here. You go move the porta potty. Like you basically just do whatever needs being done at any one time, either in the field or back in the office. Like I set up our field office. So I had to go find a place to rent. And it was a total shithole. So it was me and another field engineer. We're in there. We're painting the damn place because it's that bad, and ordering carpet for the place just to like set up an office and going to the local used office supply store to go get some folding tables.
Holy shit.
You just do whatever you need to do to get the job done.
Is there a certain like tier of management where you get a company truck?
If you go to work for a good company, you get one right out of school.
Yeah.
I had one.
It depends.
As a field engineer.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends, though.
It depends where you work and what you do. So, like, if you
Yes.
go to BuildWitt, like, you're going to get a yellow F-150.
No, it takes a few years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even, like, the people that come in as foreman?
As a foreman, that's different.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if you go to work for BuildWitt as a foreman, you're going to get, like, a plain XLT F-150.
Mhm.
Sure.
Single cab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single cab.
You're not putting your kids in that bad boy.
Yeah. And, you know, you're going to be able to drive it back and forth between the hotel, but that's about it. But if you're, you know, working for a smaller company, they might have a nicer truck for you or, you know, whatever. You could, you know, a lot of guys drive their company trucks all over the place now.
Like
Yeah.
it's just their driver.
Yeah,
So you
basically.
typically, the way I've seen it typically play out, if you get a new truck, good for you.
Yeah.
But you're probably not getting a new truck. You're probably getting the truck that's been passed around to 7 different people right out of school.
Do you know what a lot of companies do now? Is they're actually they're doing truck allowances.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you supply your own truck for, you know, $1,000 a month.
I've got a friend who works for Powell in town, and they basically were just like, you get, you know, this amount per month towards a truck allowance. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to go buy a truck. I'm going to sell my car, go buy a truck that has a car payment of that amount of money.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I
That's
guess
what-
that
yep.
works.
That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And they get a gas card at
Yeah.
some, if you're lucky. Yeah.
It is funny because a company like that has a truck allowances, you'll show up to the job site and it is just like every color under the sun, every type of truck is just, there's no.
Yeah.
So that's the downside of it. I mean, that's the good thing. Everybody gets a truck they want,
Mhm.
but then it doesn't look very good.
Do you know who has of all the companies, has the most consistent company fleet that I've ever seen?
Other than BuildWitt.
Midwest Mole.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Every single truck,
They're 250s or 350s?
every single one of them is a crew cab, long bed, red sport F-250 with a diesel engine
That's a big truck.
and a tan leather interior.
Wow.
They're all Lariat F-250 crew cab long beds.
And they drive them around the whole country.
And they drive them everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they all have the same exact toolbox setup. They're different years, so they range
Sure.
in years, so they're different. Like
They might look
they're
vaguely
technically
different.
Yes, they're a little different, but they all are the same spec. It's crazy.
There's a whole culture around company work trucks.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, big time. Big time.
Like, is it certainly treated as like he's got a nice work truck, so he must have a pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's.
yeah.
I mean,
if you get promoted, do you get a better work truck?
that's why I bought a truck that's well above my means right now because I drive on to site and everybody's like, "This guy's important."
You can't.
I'm not
You
important.
can't show up in a Corolla. You
No, I'm
cannot.
not important in the
No.
slightest. But I drive up on site and they're like, you get a different level of respect
Yeah.
than if you were to drive up on
Yeah.
a Corolla.
Nobody says it, but that's exactly.
Yeah, it is this weird.
Yeah. Nobody wants to say that's why they buy a truck, but that's why they buy a truck.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you just need to watch out for trucks that are very fancy, like a
Like if you see a platinum out there,
like a Platinum
Yeah.
or like a really, really nice GMC or something with dark windows. That's
King Ranch.
that's white with no branding on it.
Yeah.
That's the boss.
Yeah.
For 10 out of 10 times, that's the boss man. Rolls up on site, doesn't even say anything to anybody, or just doesn't even get out of the truck, posts up on a little hill somewhere, and then drives on out there.
Doesn't Larry Ames drive like a basic ass
Yeah, we just saw him the other
regular
day.
plain Jane work truck though?
No. So I didn't know what he drove. We saw him the other day. He was
Yeah.
talking to a mechanic, of course. He's on site talking
Sure.
to a mechanic. And I'm looking around at the trucks, the work trucks out there. There were 2 choices. Both of them were pretty old trucks.
Yeah. And he got the older of
And
the
so,
two.
yeah, he had one of the old trucks. He does not drive a limited 250.
Does he still not like you? I thought he didn't like you.
He just likes to do his thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he likes us because he doesn't want his picture taken.
Sure,
He
yeah.
doesn't want to talk to the cameras. He just wants to go move dirt,
Yeah.
not get bothered.
Yeah.
That's
Same,
why he started
same.
the company.
yeah, there's a certain level of respect to that too. It's like,
Yeah, and I didn't bother him
Heard.
because it's like I don't want to bother that guy.
Yeah.
living his
And
life.
yet he's one of my favorite people we've ever come across in all of the travels.
He's your favorite because he doesn't like you.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't like what I do.
There's probably
Especially-
certainly a good number of people who would like you a lot less than Larry Ames might like you or not like you.
Have you seen? I've started to put training stuff up online. There's some people with some comments. on
Okay,
that.
so let's talk about this because I have been trying. Okay, so all right, this is for all the operators out there. Why are you guys so mad all the time? What is the problem,
dude? Yeah,
dude. Okay, so I have never. Okay, so being in this position, I am able to look at the industry from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it's occurred to me that this is one of the most overly prideful industries.
Yeah.
Almost in a bad way. Because it's always like,
yes,
you cannot post anything without somebody trying to one-up you.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a guy like, hey, man, I just poured this pad today. Check it out. Oh, that's nothing. I poured 25 pads at 2 a.m. with just myself, my one boot, and no shirt. I didn't even have a trowel.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Just like there's no appreciation for another person's work.
They're trying to one up you, or they're pointing out what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you brushed it that way?
Yeah.
I would have never brushed it. That's ridiculous. We brush it this way, which is the only correct way to do it.
Yeah. I was watching.
Get out of here.
I was actually watching a video of there was a guy loading trucks on TikTok, and I fully expected the video, all the comments to be, because the guy was going snail's pace, half buckets. I was like, this guy's gonna get ripped apart. Like, of all the videos for you guys to be posting positive comments on, this is the one that the guy's actually not doing great on. Everybody's like, doing a great job. He's not tearing up the equipment. He's going nice and slow. Like, dude, he's got an 80-ton excavator. He's doing 3-minute loads.
But that shows what these people actually know.
Exactly.
Or what got me all fired up was I posted that video of us doing how to start your machine. And they're like,
everybody had something to say about that.
Oh, you're not going to talk about your walk around and checking your oil? I'm like, we have 15 other videos on that subject. And then we have detailed walkarounds of every equipment imaginable.
Mhm.
Like, I understand. I'm not that dumb. I'm dumb, but I know that you need to do a walk around and check your oil. Like, we've got that covered.
Why aren't you posting 25-minute reels on Instagram?
Yeah. Oh, the YouTube people are the worst. It's like, post a longer video. Okay, here's a 7-hour video, bud, coming your way.
Oh, it's too long. I don't want to see you talking so much.
That's the same people who watch like those like shows on TV. It's like, there's no way they build a house in an hour. Okay, there's no way.
I miss Extreme Home Makeover.
The YouTube people are. What bothers me is they think their opinion matters. Like, they're commenting, genuinely thinking that what they have to say matters.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't in the slightest.
Hell, what I say doesn't even matter.
The nice comments, those matter. I'm like, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Or even good criticism, like, hey,
Right.
I wish you would have done this on this video. That's excellent.
Sure.
But if you're an asshole,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't matter.
Kick rocks.
Yep, kick rocks.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Well, we've talked a lot about how plenty of the content we put out there is not for everyone, and it never should be.
No.
And so a lot of times where I feel like you'll have posted something and there'll be comments about, well, that's just like baby stuff. It's like, okay, well, guess what? There are people who watch this who've never seen this ever before, and they're going to think, oh, this is like how to do it. Or I'm just getting into it. This is the first level of this.
Well,
skill.
and it's so like it's almost hypocritical and ironic because everybody is complaining that these kids don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
These kids don't want to do anything. I can't get this guy to do his job.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, you don't have the time or the will to train this kid, so we'll help you out. We'll create this training platform for you, and you can. He's on his phone all day anyway, like you said, so let him use the training. Oh, training is so dumb. It's never going to work. We don't need to train these kids. They just need to man up and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I came out of the womb knowing everything I need to know.
Uh-huh.
Like, why don't these kids know the same thing I did? Like, fuck
all you got to do is get raised by somebody who's been doing this work for 30 years.
Yeah. Well, I posted a video of me putting, or some other guy, not me, putting RAM-NEK in the back of an excavator to warm it up.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 30 degrees that morning. It was years ago in Texas.
Yeah.
It was a cold morning, I remember. And that was the first time I'd seen that.
Yeah.
I worked construction in Arizona. you don't have to warm RAM-NEK up. You have to, like, RAM-NEK's disgusting because it's so hot and gooey, and it's like a liquid.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst things I've ever.
Yeah, we have the opposite problem.
Yeah.
But and I was blown away. I'm like, that is so clever. I know people heated up, lunch and that kind of stuff. But I was like, that's really clever. It's not workable. Yep. He's warming it up. I thought that was great. Everybody's like, oh, that was like the second thing I ever learned in construction. This and that. And the point was, that's fantastic that you grew up on your fucking father's lap. So at 2 years old, you were learning about a decelerator pedal on a dozer. Like, I get that. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. But I grew up the son of an attorney. And if a light bulb needed changed in our house, he would call someone. Yeah. That's the world I lived in. So I started in construction at 18. I didn't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
And so I needed someone to teach me everything.
I honestly, I think that's one of the things that drives people away from this industry is just the outrageous egos of some people. Mm-hmm. And it's not everybody. It's just like, obviously the squeaky wheel is going to whine a lot, or however the fuck that saying goes. What is it? Squeaky wheel?
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
There we go.
Yeah.
So obviously, the worst comment's going to come up first on a video.
Yeah.
Get the attention and
yeah. But I don't know. Some guys just need to humble the fuck down.
Totally unrelated note. Why are you the golf ball guy now?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. So I have unintentionally created a cult following over nothing. So every time I do anything now, everybody grabs onto it and they just take it and run with it.
Uh-huh.
So I think I may have reposted. Somebody tagged me in a video and he was like holding a golf ball that he found. I was like, there's always golf balls on job sites. Now everybody finds golf balls every day.
Hey, you're the golf ball guy.
And I haven't found a golf ball on a job site in like 8 years. But I bet you 10 of them a day I get now.
That was me.
And then Billy Big Rigger. I'm Billy Big Rigger now.
Yeah, Billy Big Rigger.
I made one Billy Big Rigger joke and now that's my personality.
You are.
That's it.
I'm glad we brought that back.
Yeah, and once a week I create a new thing that we can make merch out of, basically.
Basically.
We can sell golf balls now.
Yeah.
That's something we could not do a year ago.
Oh, yeah. You on Slack, you ask, can someone put my face on a golf ball?
Yeah.
And then Garrett's comment. Did you see that?
What did he say?
Yeah.
He made he's like, one already exists, and then it's a golf ball with a clown face on it.
Someone already beat you to
fucking
it.
Guy.
That had me going.
What I do like about our crew is if somebody puts something on like a Slack channel, like, hey, can someone Photoshop this onto this? And like 10 people immediately.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And no one is safe on Slack either.
No
one is safe.
No.
There's a lot of bullying.
Honestly,
I feel bullied.
Aaron, you've got a good run of it on there over the years.
I get roasted all the time.
Yeah, you bring it on yourself.
No one respects me.
Easy soft target.
I get no respect.
Why should I respect you? What are my boss?
Yeah, I get no respect around
He's
here.
my boss and my boss's boss and my boss's boss's boss.
Does he actually sign the paychecks, or does Dan do that?
No, my dad a few years ago, he bought me a fancy pen. He's a lawyer, and so there's a lawyer culture and fancy things and fancy offices.
Like when they graduate law school, they get like the suit or the
yeah. He'd wear a suit to work every day. Different pairs of fancy shoes. He'd be going to New York, downtown New York, and Washington D.C., whatever it was. So he bought me a fancy pen.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. It's a fountain pen. Huge fan of it. But he bought it. He's like, this is to sign people's paychecks with, and he said it seriously.
Oh.
And I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
So you
and in the back of my head, I'm like, I have never signed a paycheck in my life. That's not how it works.
That was my next question was like, do you actually use it? Because I haven't. I don't know. I don't look at my pay stubs.
I've used it, but I've never signed a paycheck.
No.
When Angel started doing work, did you like Venmo him initially, or like what was those initial steps?
I don't even know, but
I got gift cards.
I got paid. I hired a HR consultant.
Yeah, you did that pretty quick.
Yeah. I took it really seriously. It's like, if I'm going to go hire somebody, I want to do it right.
Sure.
Well, I don't know if I did it right, but
was he full time like immediately?
Yeah, him and Chell came on full time. Huh. And I don't even know where the money came from, honestly.
Scary.
Well, BuildWitt has never had
Still
any
don't.
money issues
I
ever in the
still
history
don't.
of itself.
I still don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago. Over 3 years ago
Yeah,
now.
more than that.
Yeah, Charles worked here for a while.
Long prison sentence.
Still here.
So yesterday we shot training content. Did you hear about this? Were you there yesterday? He wasn't there.
At the jail.
He'll get a kick out of this. So we had to shoot like a quick chop saw segment so people could like learn how to use a chop saw.
Love a chop saw.
Love
Oh.
me a good cutoff saw.
But I'm in a leadership meeting in the conference room. And Eric just walks over and looks in the window while holding some sewer pipe. Like 10 feet of sewer pipe. But yeah,
just your typical marketing company.
Yeah.
So me and Ben had to go shoot this quick, and we're literally like, we're just gonna go set up in a random parking lot in town.
And just
So like, you can really do whatever you want if you have a vest on and a hard hat.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You can do anything
And a
you
company
want.
truck. Like,
Anywhere.
no one asked you a question.
So what we did was we went to the maximum security prison on the west side of town. Okay. We set up in their maintenance parking lot at their closed down section of the prison. And we shot a training video for an hour and a half. Yeah.
just hanging out, man.
Just hanging out just outside the maximum security prison because that was the most aesthetically pleasing parking lot
Sure.
that me and Ben chose.
and no one talked to you.
We didn't realize it was a prison until we were almost done. I was like, where are we? And then I started looking on the map.
Like, oh, that.
Oh, this is a fucking prison.
Oh, so those aren't just lookout towers for birds.
Yeah. I was like, why?
Yeah, is that a fire watch up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy that ran past us in orange wasn't just
Yeah.
exercising.
He's not just a University of Tennessee football fan.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Huh.
nice. I would use it again as a space because it was so quiet because nobody wants to go over there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And no one talked to you.
Nobody bothered us at all.
Yeah.
Because we had safety vests on and hard
Yeah.
hats.
It's amazing.
Even if we have a whole fleet of camera gear up, nobody bothers you.
Have either of you used your BuildWitt Media Pass in the airport yet?
No.
I don't need the media
I don't
pass.
check bags.
Yeah, I check bags,
True.
but I get 4 of them for free.
What airline do you fly? American?
I'm really scared I might lose my status.
Eric is
Yes.
very status is important to you. That's something I know.
I got to do like 120,000 miles by February.
Which one do you have? Platinum Pro.
On top of the chain.
Executive Platinum.
Uh-huh.
You're Executive Platinum?
I've had that since July 2021.
Wow.
It took me like less than 8 months to get it. Because I remember they called me and they were like, yo, so like, are you good? Because you've been flying a lot. Congratulations, though.
Mm.
They were like worried about my physical health because I was flying so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like have your bones started to turn into jelly? Because that's what happens to astronauts.
Oh.
That's why they're calling
flying's
it.
the
Oh.
worst. Well, you fly extra because you always have to connect.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely connect nowadays.
Yeah, because you have Southwest.
Well, and just more options on
Yeah.
Nashville. Nashville, I mean, the
They have,
airport's
like,
about to be twice as big.
Like 3
So
options.
we are getting
What are they
options
building?
on
What are they
options.
building out in the middle of the? Building a structure out.
more
No,
airport.
No, like out.
Yeah, I was actually
Like if you're
trying
at
to figure
gate C13 or C12, you're looking out.
Yes.
There's
Oh.
steel going up
Yes.
in the grass.
Yes. Well, I wanted to go out there and actually shoot that project. The civil's doing the dirt work on it. And it would be cool to get an excavator with Southwest right.
Oh,
Like the planes go right.
Yeah, they go
by
right
that.
there. Yeah. I was looking on their website to see if it was on there, but
But
I think it might be for like FedEx or something.
they're doing a $1.4 billion expansion or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they've already surpassed their projected traffic before the first expansion is done. So then they just announced another $1 billion expansion.
I did see that. Well, in my research of trying to find out what they were building, I did see that.
So it's supposed to be done in 2024, but now it's going to be done in 2028.
Listen, I don't care.
We have another 6 years of airport construction.
I don't care what they do. I just need them to connect the 2 terminals already so that I can fly an American and walk over to the other terminals to get Chick-fil-A and then walk back over to American.
It's going to be open again probably in a year. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, like that phase will be done.
Oh, but there's going to be all new restaurants in there too. It's
It-
going to be like
it
a
is
food
pretty
court.
crazy how C terminal, all of the restaurants are different now.
Yes.
Everything's different.
Yes.
Like every time I go in there, something's different. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is one of the fastest moving
Yeah,
construction
well,
projects.
Every time I go in there, there's a new restaurant.
Yeah.
Every time I'm at the airport, I'm like,
I'm like,
Oh,
where
that
did
was
you
not
guys
there
get all
last
this
week.
new space from?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I didn't see anyone building this, but they
Yeah,
build them behind these walls.
exactly.
And they take the walls down. You're like,
It's-
holy shit.
it's
there's
really
a restaurant.
crazy. Have you been in the new e-terminal at Charlotte yet?
No.
It is sick. They've got a
E.
gaming room.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, so remember, do you know how the e-terminal is the one that's on the floor?
Yeah.
So it's like ground level?
So far.
Okay, so you know how it's like the worst and the extra most shittiest?
Yeah.
If you go all the way to the end of it now, so like
It gets brand new.
gates E37 through E50, brand new.
No
It's like
shit.
big tall ceilings, neon lights.
Whoa.
Everything's all nice and white. The bathroom is brand new. They've got a chicken place they're putting in. They got a gaming center.
Holy smokes.
All the seats have plastic on them still.
That's how I flew into an area of DFW the other day. It's all brand new. And there's like
D-terminal.
Yeah, there's
D-terminal is like a mall.
No, it was like B or something. It was one of the normal terminals.
Really?
Yeah, but I go in there and there's like fucking trees and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Wow.
Brand new. And I'm like, where the hell am I?
I love DFW only for the fact that it's like, it's actually kind of nice to walk around and there's so much stuff to do
Yeah.
when you get trapped there inevitably for 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else I hate about
They have aquariums there too.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Of course
I
you
could
would.
I could tell you
Aquarium
all
talk.
the locations of the fish tanks.
Huh.
Anyway,
Huh.
Alex, do we have anything of value to talk about this week?
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Dirt Talk. My name is Alex Horton, podcast producer here at BuildWitt. Welcome to Dirt Talk. We are at.
So are we going to edit everything out before this?
No, we're going to stretch it so it's twice as long.
Oh, good.
We're at minute 34. Welcome.
Yikes.
I do have a couple questions.
Okay.
This first one's a two-parter. Gonna be good. This is from Connor. He says, how does Aaron like to be approached in public now that he's famous?
I hate this question.
So tell us about your fame. What
Uh,
qualifies somebody to be famous?
I don't know.
What's the breaking point
It is
from
it is-
loser to fame?
It's a really weird phenomenon though, because it's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Do you
Like,
actually,
that's how
do
I
people
feel.
actually run into you and like at the airport and stuff?
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening more and more and more because of YouTube,
Because of YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, it's
Like,
really
I
ramped
feel
up.
like I know him now. Now he's my friend.
Well, it's like I don't,
yeah, I know.
I don't know what to do with this. And then
Yeah.
at the airport, it's like I'm just off a fucking flight after traveling
Yeah.
5 days, and I'm drugged out of my mind,
Uh-huh.
Dramamine.
Yep.
And then I have to talk to someone and
Yeah.
not be an asshole. But it's like, dude, like I don't even know where I am right
Sure.
now. So,
Yeah.
like I cannot have a coherent conversation.
So to answer the question, he feels like an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what to do with it. But it really, people think they need to check my ego. It doesn't really do anything from an ego standpoint. Like I really
Your
enjoy
ego's
it.
intact.
I'm grateful people follow along and enjoy what we have going
Mhm.
on. But it's not like that happens. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking man. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
really, because that's not the motivation. Like that's
Do you
not
know? Do you know where that
even 1%
happens?
of the motivator.
That really only happens with people who like they are worldwide known overnight.
yeah.
Like, you know, top 1% or like, you know, Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
people like that.
Mhm.
That's where that,
Child superstar.
yeah, stuff like that is where it really messes with your head. This is a whole
Well,
different thing. This
what-
isn't really.
What I wish people would just say they follow along and enjoy what we have going on
Hmm.
in the beginning of conversations. Because I'll come into a conversation. I never assume people know what the fuck we're doing. So I'll explain it all. And then they'll say something at the end of the conversation that clearly identifies them as a like loyal follower.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you already knew all that.
Yeah.
Like we could have had a better conversation
Yeah.
had I known.
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah.
we could have just talked about
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm
You
never
got the sales pitch.
yeah, like
You
it's-
shorted yourself, pal. I'm sorry.
always, or like it just happened with the foreman the other day. He's like, they always drop it so subtly where you're explaining something. Oh yeah, I saw that on Instagram the
Yeah, you
other
said
day.
that on Dirt
And I'm
Talk
like,
the other day.
wait a minute. Like,
Yeah.
so, okay, so
Oh.
you know what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I could this would have been great information for me.
Yep.
Or someone that always says like, I saw you out on the job site today. And it's like, why didn't you say hey?
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to talk to you.
Yeah.
I would have loved to shake your hand. Would have loved to get to know you. Would have loved to give you a sticker. But I can't do that.
That was when
I
I went
don't
to
know.
I went to Patillo the other day, and like,
Yeah, you probably get it too.
yeah, I was on the job, and like, I bet you like 6 of them messaged me after I left. They're like, "Hey, it was nice seeing you on the job today." I'm like, I didn't talk to a single person besides the
Can't-
foreman.
Can't you say hey when I'm there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying you would you'd be more open, both of you actually, in this case, be more open to people like coming and engaging with you
on job site. I mean, yeah, that's why I'm there. I want to talk to people that do work.
Yeah.
Like I'm that's what we do at BuildWitt. We're there to celebrate people that do fucking work.
And like, I'll talk to anybody anywhere. Like, it kind of bothers me when people like will message me and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cool that you messaged me back." I'm like, fucking hold on.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
You're,
I message everybody back.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not special.
yeah,
Secondly,
yeah, me too.
it's not that hard to get to everybody because there's only like 2 people that actually want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like I hate having the whole like up on a pedestal.
Yeah, it's weird. Or they'll start messages. I'm not expecting a message back, and I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm sitting there on my couch.
Okay, then
on like
don't.
A Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It's like I don't have anything else to do.
So.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, I do, but I think it's like this weird. That's like where the ego, macho man, kind of like they gotta play cool.
Yeah,
but I wish we could just talk to people.
There is something weird though, and this doesn't apply to you guys necessarily, but I feel like sometimes if I meet actually famous people, I go back and forth between, do I want to pretend I don't know who they are so that they feel more normal? Or do I get that out of the way so that's like not like a weird thing we're not talking about?
The only real famous person I've run into, like accidentally, was that time with Tim Kennedy at the airport.
That was cool.
And that was exactly how I felt, was like, but I mean, he was like, it was a weird situation because we had the same ridiculous shirt on by coincidence.
That was very cool.
So that was exactly how I felt. I was like, okay, I definitely want to take a picture with this guy, but like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much how it went. It was like, just trying to step that line of like, how do I have a conversation with somebody who's very impactful, but like not make a big deal out of it?
I don't think you need to make a big deal of it. I just wish if someone knew about our stuff, they would like drop the hint.
Yeah, lead with that
earlier in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, great. Okay,
Yeah.
I know where this, like, we can have a much better conversation.
Yeah, because you don't feel like you got to tell the story of why you're around in the first place.
Yeah, and I don't want to waste that time. Like, I'd rather just get to know you. So great, you know about me. Check.
They've got plenty of context on you.
We don't talk about me, so I can just totally focus on you. But I can't totally focus on you if you don't know the background on what the fuck we're trying to do, why the hell we're here, why am I holding a camera right now?
Yeah.
The context is important.
Well said. Well, there you go, Connor. That's that. We'll get to the actual question. He says, what is the second biggest problem in the dirt world? People is number 1, but what would you say is the second?
Aaron being famous.
Yeah, it's a tough thing.
Probably.
If he wasn't so famous, it wouldn't be an issue.
Right now, for sure, people are being squeezed by materials, cement shortages, diesel prices. I think materials are a huge pain point right now. Pipe. I mean, pipe is hard to get in a lot of markets.
It's weird. It's
getting
like,
fucking
it's just
concrete.
everything.
Yeah.
Really. It's like everything just got harder all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The game just went into expert mode like overnight, and everybody just adapted to it instantly.
Yeah. Well, that's because the construction industry is resilient.
Yeah.
That's what we have to deal with.
I would almost say it's like, I would say all those things were a problem, and now they're just a normal thing for people.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys that ordered concrete a month ago that haven't gotten it yet.
Well, it's a normal thing, but it's really fucking people from a cost standpoint.
Oh,
right
big
now.
time.
Sure. Like from a profitability. I know
and
they've had to write down
and job
big
schedules.
Jobs. Yeah, schedules. Yeah. I mean, like, if you order concrete, they'll just say, okay, we're coming on Friday, next Friday. And then if you have to push something around, hey, can you actually come Thursday or Saturday? Nope. We're going to have to put you you're back in line now.
Yeah.
And then we're not coming for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what do you even do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's so many things. So doctors' offices and things like that are the same way. It's like, well, can I reschedule for the next day? Well, you can get back in the line. Like, I feel like that's like most things right now.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's causing people to start cutting corners, and that's what's getting scary for me, because I'm seeing how a lot of these houses are being built and then sold for like $600,000.
The houses are terrible.
One of my favorite trends on TikTok right now is inspectors,
it's so good.
Home inspectors,
really fascinating,
picking apart these spec homes.
Wow.
And it's just all it is like they're trying to build like 50 homes at one time with 2 crews.
Yeah.
And
no
people
labor.
have no idea what they're buying, and they're just like, "This is beautiful. Look at my new home next to my best friend Marcy." And it's like, you just bought a $600,000 hunk of shit because you have no idea what you're looking at.
Yeah, and a construction company vomited it out, like barfed it right on the property.
Yeah, I could have built that for 75 cents and a pack of Newports. Okay. That's how bad your home is.
Oh yeah, Nashville is a huge offender of that.
Yeah.
How much these things go up, and it's like all plastic from China.
It's so bad. I would 100% not buy anything that's being built right now unless I built it myself, and I don't even know how to build anything, and I would still trust myself better than these guys. It's so terrifying.
Yeah,
and it's some of that just because of the economic market conditions.
It's a lot of things. It's the conditions. It's the shortages. It's the labor. It's a lot of greed from the home builders because there's like 4 companies that actually build all the houses now, which sucks. Yeah, not fun.
Yikes.
Yep.
So in addition to people, we do talk about like the people problem all the time. Kind of it feels like the next thing is like just materials and like getting what you need to do the work and how that affects everything else.
Well, the unfortunate thing about the pressure from a materials standpoint right now is that it's making contractors make even less money. So then there's even less investment in people, which is their biggest problem. So it's taking their focus away from the people problem and taking the potential to invest in people, and they're solely focused on staying afloat.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, now all bids going forward have fuel factored in, have material shortages factored in. So all the work upcoming has this factored in, but there was that gap of time where contractors just had to eat it. And if they're working for good customers, they got a little bit of that money back.
Yeah.
But if you're working for the federal government, sorry, Bob.
Nope.
It's in the contract. Like, you want to take us to court? Because we can go to court. But other than that, go fuck yourself. Yep. And even if you go win in court, you're not going to get paid until 18 months from now.
Yeah.
So, and we're the federal government.
Like, who's going to come after us?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well,
okay.
that was depressing.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Connor.
Thanks for making us sad
for
Connor.
that. I feel for contractors right now because it's brutal, man.
Yeah.
Like the Charlotte market, for example, they just stopped taking pipe orders. They're all of the pipe manufacturers just stopped.
Wow.
Just stopped taking orders.
We can't fulfill them, so what's the point?
Yeah, they put a temporary pause on you couldn't even submit an order for concrete pipe.
It's crazy. You follow the backup. It's like seeing an accident in traffic and then just like following it back to see how far it goes.
Well, and then
like, where does this start?
But it's kind of the what happened with COVID with toilet paper too.
Yeah.
Then people are just like, oh God, I just got to order all my fucking concrete pipe right now. I don't need it for 9 months, but I'm just going to go order it all. And then you're screwing the guy that needs it in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because now he can't get it. Now his schedule's fucked. And if you would have just waited, the problem wouldn't have been all that bad.
Yeah.
My wife essentially sells toilet paper for a living. And
it's an important job.
That's a shitty job.
Amen, brother. Amen. And she talks about that like initial, like the toilet paper shortage and paper towels or whatever. All of the manufacturers are like, no, we always had enough.
Huh.
It was that people all of a sudden bought more than they needed, and that's why there was a shortage. It's like, I'm afraid there's going to be a shortage, so I'm going to buy way more. And then all of a sudden you had a shortage because they were afraid there would be a shortage.
Well, yeah. Was there an influx in people shitting?
No.
It was pretty stable, I would say.
One guy
pretty consistent.
One guy bought 3 cases instead of 1 at Costco, and everybody else at Costco went and bought 3.
Yeah.
It all starts with that one guy.
Yeah.
This one guy.
Yeah.
We have to find that guy.
And now they have a whole closet full of toilet paper.
We got to shoot him out into space so he doesn't do that ever again.
Well, because remember there was like a time where like you couldn't buy a mask and it was just all of those like random things.
I forget how horrible life was for a couple minutes. You couldn't buy anything.
You're moving toilet paper for the next 15 years because you bought so much of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create a secondary market for toilet paper.
They had that. There were some people selling some of these critical supplies.
And all of a sudden they have a garage full of playing
arbitrage.
Single ply
I hope
baseball
you-
game toilet
You
paper.
need some hand
I
sanitizer?
hope you go broke and you have to eat the toilet paper for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people.
Oh, super fun.
What
Super
else?
fun.
What else do we have?
I
last-
gotta kind of wrap up because I got a really important meeting.
That's
That
fine.
one.
I know we kind of went for a while.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, then let's we'll skip the fact that Aaron had to wrap up, and we'll just wrap it up here.
Okay.
That's a dirt talk.
That's a
We
dirt
had
talk.
a lot of topics, fellas, all over the place.
I don't think we did anything important today.
we had a handful of good things.
Well, every time Eric and I talk, it's just like they're just bouncing around. It's like it's like the screensaver or it just bounces.
I'm just waiting for it hit the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video of like it's like the screensaver up on the jumbotron?
Oh,
or
everybody's at the
something?
bar.
And the
Yeah,
whole-
yeah.
The whole crowd just loses it. Easily entertained.
Holy
A
shit.
bunch of monkeys.
Okay. Well, I'm
Okay.
glad I justified my paycheck for today.
There you
I
go.
wouldn't go that far, but thanks for
Well,
tuning
we're
in,
going to
everybody.
pay you at the very end of your contract here, BuildWitt.
Yeah, in Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
It's in arrears.
Okay.
Great. Give you
Great.
some tickets to
Lovely.
the prize.
I want to go back to Chuck E. Cheese so bad.
Okay. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, that's a podcast. Thanks everybody for
Bye.
watching, listening, however you consume this information. If you have anything to talk to us about, you want us to discuss in the podcast, send it to dirttalk@buildwitt.com. Check out the latest vlogs.
Some good ones.
If you don't have access to the internet, let us know. We'll fax over the vlog to you.
Yes, we'll actually print out
Frame by
each
frame.
Frame by frame.
for you in a binder.
Yep.
So you can just flip through like a picture book.
Really sustainable.
Yeah.
Yep. And with a tape recorder. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the vlog.
AirDrop is kind of like the modern day fax machine, huh?
Well, email is too.
I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of things snuck up on the fax machine. But thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Stay dirty.